Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a good week so far. Hope you're well and healthy. Uh, First, I'm going to say if you're not prepping already and you just don't think that it's necessary these days, especially after the last week or so or the last months or so, I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can say to help you. Only that it's going to get worse. We're seeing if you're on social media and you're seeing these groups that are showing shelves that are getting more bare by the week, and some sections that are just empty. The stores are having more trouble hiding these things, and it's with some products more than others. Not every single thing, but it is increasing. So these shortages are deepening, and I think it's a confluence of we've got a storm of two big things going on. First, the ongoing just the shortages in general from the shipping delays, the pandemic, the supply chain issues that we've talked about a lot. That's just continuing and getting worse. Add on top of that the issue that we're going to see from the fallout from these mandates that we heard about last week. So you have a lot of workers from the healthcare industry all the way to the transportation and in between, where folks are going to, and some are already starting to just walk out, do their own thing, find something else to do. So crucial industries, even law enforcement, where you're going to have less workers, so it's going to create more delays and all kinds of things, from dock workers, like I said, to just everything, law enforcement, all kind of healthcare positions. So that's going to deepen this crisis. I ran across this article, and it really focused a lot on the shipping delays that just continue to get worse. Enormous. This is causing enormous delays on a global scale, really. And it talked about how the pandemic was really the initial blame for this. Started to cause these backlogs, these jams in ports, in the big ports of these container ships. And it makes some good points here. But it also talks about, as I guess as a result of that, it named a few other things, the container shortages. So the shortage of containers to go on these ships is driving up the cost of shipping 300% here recently. So, and you got these containers stacked all over the place in these ports, especially here in the United States, because we're not producing much. Uh, as compared to a lot of the Asian countries. So we're taking in a lot, but we're not shipping anything out. We're not making a lot of stuff. So not producing. So that's number one, container shortages. Number two, a human resources shortage, which I've kind of talked about there, and we've talked about before. So less dock workers, truck drivers. Those two things combined are causing massive delays, and it's creating a gig economy for warehouse logistics workers, temporary workers. That, I mean, if you know how to, depending on where you live, if you know how to operate a forklift, electric pallet jack, if you're experienced in shipping, receiving, logistics, you would have no trouble getting a job right now, and it would pay pretty well. You could probably work all the hours you want. So keep that in mind if you need work. So also, number three, products and materials shortage. So I know a lot of people have been talking about the microchip shortage, which is affecting the auto industry big time, as we know. But also aluminum is a problem. Aluminum, so the domestic import of aluminum is an issue, and that's impacting canned foods of all types, and soft drinks, a lot of other things. So who's paying for all this? I know it's delays, but it's driving the cost up. It's driving our inflation, just keeps going up. But who's paying for this? Well, you, of course, you and me, and a lot of the consumers. So that's just going to keep going up now. So you got shipping delays are also, it's wreaking havoc on retail. So anything from clothing to groceries. The CEO of Kroger, they own other grocery chains as well. Kroger he said that they're going to start passing along more cost, the higher cost of all of these things to the consumer here, which they've already done. I mean, the prices are already going up. We shop Kroger too, and that's just an indication that that story came out, I think, this weekend. So expect these prices just to go up every time you go in there and buy stuff. So uh, automobiles are going to be a little tougher to get, depending on what you want. Of course, if you're trying to get a truck right now, good luck. If you can, let me know. Electronics, laptops, just all kinds of electronics. Shoes, it was mentioned, was pointed out as shoes. So they said this was a really stark example. A container of full of sneakers used to cost $2,000 to ship. Now it's $15,000 to $20,000 to ship that same one container. That's unreal. No wonder things are just going skyrocketing in the price, right? And delays. So inflation will just keep going up. Good grief. So also, it's affecting not just grocery stores, but restaurants and schools trying to supply food to the students. There is I wanted to read this. It's a social media post from a local restaurant here close to where I live, talking about, well, we're asking for patience from the community customers because they're dealing with a shortage. And this is just a local restaurant. Now, they're not a mom and pop. They're not really small. I mean, they're sizable. But, this post really kind of explains a lot, or it's just interesting. The post, the excerpt I'm taking out, it says the availability of food. Now, this was just this past weekend. The availability of food, alcohol, and even supplies has been short. On top of that, it seems like all of our vendors are short of drivers and warehouse people. So the staffing issue is very trying everywhere. We haven't been able to buy simple items like chicken wings, bacon, shredded cheddar cheese, blue cheese crumbles, okra, French fries, tater tots, etc. The list goes on, and it seems to get worse every week. Alcohol items like Corona, Crown Royal, Angry Orchard apple cider, Patron, Miller Lite are in short supply. So don't be surprised if we are out of an item. And it's not our ordering skills, it's because our suppliers are out. Supplies like styrofoam cups are non-existent. So are the styrofoam small cups that we use for all our sides for to-go orders. Small and large to-go styrofoam boxes are like gold these days. The deli paper that we use is hit and miss. The list is never ending. As these food, alcohol, and supply shortages continue, the prices of these items continue to climb. For example, chicken wings are so expensive now that every time we sell buy one, get one, or BOGO wings on Wednesday night, we lose money on it. But we are grateful that our customers are still coming and buying the appetizers and drinks along with their meal. So that was just one local restaurant here. So you can imagine what that is on a national scale that we're just not hearing a lot about. So I wanted to pass that along. I thought that was very interesting. But anyway, I want to know your thoughts. We've got a lot of issues going on that are just going to make this worse. I think we're going to see the shelves get more bare. You're going to see that happening. And it could really accelerate here as we get into the next month or two. So I'm worried about this winter. Let me know what you're seeing out there. Are you noticing the same thing? It could be different in some states than others, of course, depending on where you live. So share what you're seeing out there. And if you're in the restaurant industry or in your transportation industry, if you're a truck driver, what are you hearing out there? I'm also hearing rumors of a truck driver strike. Again, that's cropping up again to take place here in the United States towards the end of this month. I'm skeptical of that. I mean, in my opinion, we're a large country. Maybe in a regional scale or a small scale, it might happen. But I don't see where the coordination could be pulled off where that can make a big impact nationwide. I might be wrong on that, but that's just my thoughts so far. But I'm hearing rumors of that as well. So let me know what you're hearing on that and your opinion. So anyway, in the meantime, like I said at the beginning, if you're not prepping now, I don't know what to tell you. So most of us I know are. Let's keep topping those off, keep stacking it, stocking it, freeze dry it, uh, vacuum seal it, you name it, and pray it. Let's keep praying it, of course, and keep keeping the word, and let's spread the grace, and keep encouraging one another and help each other. Read the comments in these videos; they're very helpful. Mrs. Dog reads. Now I'm going to tell y'all, Mrs. Dog reads every single comment, y'all. Okay, she'll read everyone. She'll even read the threads that go underneath the comments. And she was reading from the very last video I did before this one. And when she was done, she was like, she made a statement. I think it's true. She says, "I've learned more from the comments than I did your video." So, and that's great. That's what I want. So anyway, I'm going to say God bless you and keep you. Be safe out there, and I will see you soon.